Your concept of life and death will literally determine how your long term relationship will go. Because, as a human being, we all have the concept of life and death. We have a concept of life and death where we're alive because we have reincarnated. We have death, and after death, we go to hell or we go to heaven, depending on the religious beliefs. We reincarnate if we do a good karma in this life, and we reincarnate as a very good person or bad person according to your karma, right? Here's the thing. Your concept of life and death will literally dictate your behaviors as a man in terms of you being in the relationship with a woman. And I'm not even joking about this, because this, having a concept of life and death, is the highest importance when it comes to meeting and dating and having the long-term relationship that you truly desire. So I'll explain what the hell do I mean by this, and let's get into this. Here I have written on the life side, there's a purpose and materialistic side. And upon death, there is a infinite lives and heaven and hell, which is one life. So I'll try to explain this one by one, why I wrote this down, so that you can understand why it really affects how we behave as a human being when we have the correct concept of life and death. So the first thing that you need to understand is that all truths are half truths. Kybalion. According to the Hermetic philosophy, all truths have half truths. What that means is that every religion has their own conception of their truth, right? For example, Christianity says that you need to believe in Jesus Christ to be able to be saved and go to heaven, right? And also, Buddhism says that you reincarnate, right? It's not that you need to, save. You need to believe in the external savior to be able to save yourself, right? It's not about that. So, in Muslim, they believe in Allah and such, right? What I'm trying to say is, all of those religious beliefs has their own truth that they claim. And according to the belief within that truth, people will behave in such a way within the frame of the religion. The only thing that I'm trying to teach you is the frame of long-term satisfying relationship with a woman. So right now we have a life. We need to ask ourselves, why are we living? Why do you live as a man? Why were you born? Are we just made out of material? Just out of our flesh? There's a materialistic way of explaining why we are alive. For example, scientists say that the reason why we are alive and we can think is because of our brain. How the brain is structured. We have neurons, we have left and right hemisphere of brain, and those are just simulating our consciousness, etc., etc. That's a materialistic way of explaining ourselves. But this explanation is no purpose. This materialistic understanding of our life has no meaning. Got it? Allergies. This materialistic way of thinking within our lives, we will have no purpose. We're just a advanced biological technology that shits and eats. It has no purpose. It has no fucking meaning. Okay? No meaning. Okay? But there is another way of looking at life, which is purpose driven. Okay? This purpose is not really enlightened for everyone. Okay? Every person is born with a purpose. Okay? They have their own talents. They're good at something. They're bad at something. They're excellent at something. They have their own purpose. It's just that people are in their journey to find their own purpose and fulfill their meaning of their life. Which it could be the purpose that is given by yourself before you reincarnated in this realm, in this physical realm. But what I'm trying to convey is that you, as a man, find a purpose. You can find your purpose within this life. What your exact mission is. Ask yourself, do I know the mission? Why I am alive right now? Do you really know your mission as a man? Why you were born? And the funny thing is that many people are not recognizing that they are gods. You're God too. You have a divine spark within your heart. You have God within you, which is your consciousness. You can actually observe. You are the observer. So that's why you're God. Okay? You are God that has incarnated. Okay? This is the first thing that you need to understand. So that you can actually find a purpose. Because before you were born in this physical realm, you as a God told yourself that you're going to enjoy and experience this life. You have decided to erase your memory and you have incarnated in this life. You just don't know it yet. Therefore, the sentences that you have told yourself before you were born in this realm is the exact sentence that you can find within your pain that you have felt within your life currently, and that within that pain you can actually find your purpose. For example, I had massive pain around achieving the satisfying relationship that I want. Well, because of that pain, I wanted to solve a problem. Problem of what? Problem of achieving the relationship that you truly desire as a man. And when I actually found that answer, it became my purpose. Okay? Your concept of life, being on the materialistic level, will lead you to having no purpose and lead you to having no meaning. And you know what that causes? It causes you to become lifeless. And when you become lifeless, no woman will want to follow your lead, because women are attracted to life. They're attracted to purpose. They're attracted to mission. They're attracted to vision. Your concept of life should be within this recognition that you are God. That you are a God that has reincarnated or incarnated in this physical realm with a certain purpose to fulfill until your death. By the way, if you are an entrepreneur, high-performing man, or an executive who is able to attract women but not achieve the long-term satisfying relationship, I'll help you out with this. Link is in the description. When we talk about death, we think of being scared of it, the unknown. To be able to solve this issue of the unknown, many religions are trying to explain, and scientists also try to explain, what the hell does death mean? What does death mean? The funny thing is, every time we go to sleep, we experience death. Okay? We experience death every night. But we come back to our fleshes, to our bodies once again. Okay? That's why we say sleep is a cousin of death, right? We die every day and we come back. Probably, okay? I do not know this 100% because I'm just only in this flesh, okay? I do not know. But probably when we die, we reincarnate or we move our consciousness into another dimension, another realm, okay? Just like in sleep. When we sleep, we go into our dreams. So when we die, we will probably go to another dream. Now, religion try to solve this issue by telling them there's a heaven and hell when you die, right? Of course, there's another religion talking about the reincarnation, but I'm mainly focusing on the heaven and hell, which is very predominant within the Christian religion and within the Muslim Islam, right? This concept of death shows that we have only one life. Okay? We have only one life. And this means that this is the only life that you have. So therefore you need to live according to the religion, according to the system that they have. You having one life and you telling yourself that you have to make it worth it is the source of fear. This is the main problem. You having one life is the source of your fear. You've never thought about this, right? I know, me too. I never also thought about this. I just had this realization not long ago. It was like 1-2 years ago. When I had this realization. The concept of heaven and hell makes you scary. Because you are having the unknown. And within the unknown, you're trying to understand what the hell is going to happen after death. And after death, since you're going to hell when you don't believe in Jesus Christ, which I don't agree with, then you must follow what the system says, what the religion says, according to able to go to heaven. Okay? This is the source of fear. Okay? To be able to go to heaven, you must follow religion. But the thing is, system is created so that you are going to serve that system. It's not going to serve you. Okay? That is the main reason why when you are under the system of concept of death, which is heaven and hell, you will submit to their religion and to their system. But how about infinite lives? When we transcend our third dimensional realm, our physical realm, when we die, there is no concept of time and space. There is no such thing as time and space. Okay? Everything exists simultaneously. Our future, our present, our past exists simultaneously. We are not living inside the linear world, okay? It looks linear due to the fact that we are living in the illusionary realm, which is the physical realm, okay? Because we have no concept of time and space when we die, we are going to have another life, and another life, and another life, okay? We're going to have infinite lives, infinite experience, because universe expands non-stop. It expands infinitely. Your mind wants to expand infinitely. You want to experience infinitely. You're going to have infinite lives. And you know what that does? This removes fear within your life. You as a man, if you notice that the life that you have currently is not the only life that you're going to live, this will completely remove the fear that you have within you. When you say, how do I approach her? How do I talk with her? What do I say to her? What am I going to do with her? Etc., etc. You're very scared. You're scared of approaching her. You're scared of doing anything with a woman because you think that you have only one life. But you don't have only one life. You have infinite lives. And realizing that you have infinite lives removes the fear. And when it removes the fear, you will awaken the deepest, courageous, masculine frame, the masculinity within you that has been sleeping for a long time. This is the reason why you must change the concept of life and death so that you can actually live the purpose-driven, the man on a mission, the man that fears no death. And when you combine these two concepts of life and death, you will be unstoppable, okay? You will be unstoppable. No matter how many shit tests your woman throws at you, no matter how many shit test the world throws at you. It doesn't fucking matter. Because once you die, you're going to have another life. You're going to be reincarnated, or you're going to live a same life, or you're going to go reincarnated into the past or into the future. It's your choice. Because when you die, you'll return to God, and you as a God will make a choice if you're going to reincarnate or not. Everyone is born with a purpose, even woman, even man. Every single thing that exists in this universe. You have to understand that your life is filled with purpose and mission as a man. And your death is no longer feared. Become a courageous man that overcomes the death and live a fulfilling life. Understood? So therefore, I would like you to really think about what is your purpose and mission, okay? And what is your meaning? And what is the thing that you must do before your death? Thank you very much.